And I think you're ready for your next wire tree sculpture. So get out your wire and your tools and let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is cut 22 gauge wire, 12 inches long, 50 pieces. This is what we're going to use on our bonsai tree. Going to make it kind of like a cherry blossom. And these are found in the floral section, either at Michael's Crafts or Hobby Lobby. I kind of prefer just snipping them off and putting them in a bowl. And when we're done that, we will start to design our tree. You're going to grab all 50 strands of your wire. So that will be measured, that would be 4 inches for the root system. So we're going to grab it and twist. Sometimes it could be a little difficult. So separate it there in the middle and grab it like that and continue to twist, holding the wires down as you go so we don't get any. And it's getting more and more difficult. So I'm going to grab my little set of pliers, grab a small napkin and fold it. This is to protect the wire from getting scratched because it's very tough being 22 gauge and I don't want the wire to get hurt or scratched where it can't get hurt. Okay, and we're going to hold it right there, nice and tight. And I have silicone covered pliers you can purchase at Michael's. I'll leave the link in the description. And we're just going to twist it like so. And make sure it's holding it nice and firm because I don't want any stray wires pulling up like they can. You want to try and keep that from happening. I'm happy with that right there. You're going to separate these two main branches. You want to separate these, looks pretty even, amount of wire on each side. Doesn't not have to be exact or perfect because no tree is. That looks pretty good. All right, 4 sections are made. And we're going to go ahead and twist these together. You always want to twist in the same direction so you have a nice uniform tree and uniform branches. Sometimes it's better to just turn the tree. And my poor fingers, I don't have arthritis yet. It's going to be a miracle. Okay. Looking pretty good. We're going to separate these into sections. Two, 4, 6, 8. All right, and we're going to go ahead and start twisting them in the same manner. right, next, I think we'll have that one that's near the top. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to gently just twist this a couple times. Three, and this side the same. Here has 4, so we'll divide that and twist. Twist that one a few more times so it looks like a really nice branch. And now I'm going to start to fray these branches out a little bit. I'm only going to do 2 wire here. Okay, and this is going to give it a much more organic look. Leave that one there. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go ahead and twist that. Get the longest 2 on this side. And do the same thing, just repeat the same process. And I think I'm going to leave a nice little stray single one there. We're going to go ahead and twist these up. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting looking. I cannot wait. This one I'm going to make it just a little bit longer with a couple more twists. And you go ahead and continue on. Until they're all done, and we'll start making the root system. All of the branches are done, and this is how I finish them off. It's time to get started on the root system. We're going to go ahead and push these up for a little bit. Keep them out of the way. Our roots, and what I would like to do is go ahead and trim these completely. Make sure they're all even. I just like things nice and uniform. Get your little flat or needle nose, doesn't really matter. Okay, sectioned it off in 2. So I'm going to count off 6. So I have 6 strands. I'm going to grab them right here, about a quarter of the way, and you're going to remember to twist it the same way you twist everything else. Your branches and your trunk, same direction. Don't squeeze too hard because you don't want to damage your wire. And if you can see this, the more you twist, the more it looks. 3 wire, and we're going to grab that there at the end and begin twisting. And actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab my trusty hemostats, which you can purchase at any medical supply store. And this just makes my life a whole lot easier. Some people may choose not to use it, but I just think it speeds things along. Grab it right there at the edge, and we're going to clip it once and twist. And I like to pull just a little bit as I'm twisting, keep it all even, Stevens. Also with 6 wires. If you don't have exactly 6, that's not a big deal, because we're not going to make them all the same anyway. And when you're shaping them, you're just going to go ahead and give little bends here and there, make it look like or nice original little tree root system. I'm going to keep them, most of the roots, like this, because I looked around some of my base inventory and I decided to go with this nice little piece of log. I varnished it a little bit. And let's continue with these roots. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's okay, we'll do 5. Oh, I see what I did wrong last time. Okay. I was twisting the wrong way with the first one, which is fine. You can always fix it. Nobody will be the wiser. It's just kind of a pain sometimes to get it in sync again. And we'll do here. Looking good. You can go ahead and start snipping some of these ends off if you'd like. I'm going to do it now to save a little bit of time. And go ahead and continue to do my roots, and I will see you back here in a few minutes when you're done yours. I am done my roots. And get my rubber bands out to fasten it on there. And someone had asked me a question, a subscriber, of how to not get the glue stuck on your rubber bands or your clamps. And you're not always going to be able to do that, but I will show you how I avoid it. I'm going to see how much I'm going to need on here. And just go ahead and twist and turn and bend a little bit, because you don't want your root system completed. Now let's fit it on the base. And what I'm using to fasten it is the E6000. Okay, I think that's as good as we're going to get it. So let's go ahead and, yeah, the trunk looks good. We're going to go ahead and put the bands on and to stay put. So that's what we're going to do. Just pull it, twist it, and come up again. You'll have to wrestle with it a bit. And she's down, good. Just check the bottom and make sure it's going to stay and not snap off. You want to tight, but not too tight. All right, and then we're going to just put this guy over here. Now we can get something done here. Alrighty. You want to get it right in there on the wire at the main base. Okay, and a little bit got on the rubber band, but that's not a big deal because that'll come off so easy after. Be sure to get just a little bit on each branch. All right, I'm gonna let this dry overnight now, and we'll take the bands off in the morning, and we'll start decorating our tree. Glue dried overnight, nice and clear. Let's remove these bands, and if we did this correctly, we will have minimal sticking of the glue onto the rubber band or the clamps, whatever you used. I just snap them off, and as you can see right here, the glue did get stuck on the bands. So very carefully with your wire cutters or scissors, best to use a nice sharp edge. Just snip it on off. It's really not that big of a deal. Let's go. We are ready to start decorating this tree. You have your little buds cut into a little bowl. Leave them on that side. And I started to do mine a little bit ahead of time because I needed to test out a few glues to make sure that it wasn't going to be a complete bust. Don't use the super glue gel by Gorilla or anyone else. The E6000 wasn't really cutting it, so I'm going with the Gorilla Crystal Clear Grip Contact Adhesive. It dries nice and clear. It gets a little more tackier than the E6000, a little quicker, and that's what we need. Because we're going to dab it and then place these babies on there, and it goes a lot faster. So, these circles I already made. I'm going to go ahead and start over here to show you what we're doing. You have all your branches in place. And I'm going to start here at the top. I usually start from the bottom up, but just for the sake of the video and the ease of letting you see what exactly needs to be done. So you'll grab one of your wires, get your needle nose, smaller edge, and you're just going to twist. And it's a little difficult to just do the normal twisting with a tree. So I kind of let the wire go around the pliers instead of the pliers manipulating the wire. And you'll have a nice, neat little circle like that. And you're going to do the same thing. About that far up. And thank goodness this wire is nice and soft. Same thing. And you'll make another circle. And we're going to do this for every wire. And I'll finish this one. And I just like to go in the opposite direction of each one. Just looks better. If you have any questions or comments, or you get confused on something, please don't be afraid to ask me. And we'll do one more. And keep your wire cutters handy, because most of the time you will have just a little bit of excess wire. This one we didn't. Very good. Okay, can everybody see that? I hope that looks really good. Every wire will be done this way. Try to start from the bottom and work your way up. Now for the glue, and you're going to need a small pair of the flat nose pliers. This glue comes out super fast, so keep a napkin handy as well, especially if it's brand new like this was. Alrighty, what you're going to do is not gob it on like that. Just wipe off any excess right away, and just a small dab on each circle. And by the time you're ready, it will be tack enough for you to place them on very easily. You don't want to walk away from it though. So you'll grab one of your buds. And position it right exactly where you want it. Just place it down. Yeah, just that simple. That one hole is just a little small for that one, but she'll stay. If you get any glue on your flat nose pliers, remove it immediately. Grab another one. This can be a little tedious, but it's so worth it in the end. And we're going to place that one there. Nice. And once you get the rhythm with it, it goes on a little faster. A little too big. Yeah, that's a little too big for that one. So we'll get a smaller one. Perfect. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed, consider and hit the alarm button for any new videos coming out soon. I appreciate all of you more than you know. All right, so that is that. And we're going to go ahead and do all the rest of the branches, and I will see you back with the finished product.